ladies. I hope you all are doing well this morning. It's Thursday morning and the weather is beautiful. We had some much needed rain, thankfully. We've been in a drought here, and so we had a good amount, maybe a half inch yesterday, and then we had some more rain last night, so that's been really helpful. So glad I got those. That we got the fields done just in the nick of time, so that rain hopefully will help those seeds a lot. But anyway, I am continuing on today in the room that I call my office, and so I want to today. I'm trying to break it up into little chunks because honestly, looking at the whole room, it's overwhelming. So we did the one corner Tuesday. So today I want to do where my desk is, and my desk always frustrates me, always. And I have like little dividers or little trays, I guess, in my desk for things like thumbtacks and staples and, things like that. But to be honest with you, I hardly ever use that stuff. Like, that's just not, stuff that I pull for all the time. And so it's taking up valuable space in my desk that I could be using to do other things. And so then I've got like all of our owner's manuals for different things are in one of the drawers, and I'm like, that's something that I might pull out once a year at most, and sometimes it'll be several years before I need one. And I thought, that really just does not need to be stored there. That's just taking up space as well for really nothing. So anyway, I just want to get in there and try to get it organized to better suit me so that I can work in there on some things. And so one of the other things that I wanted to encourage you guys today, I think I told you before, I really have wanted to do a cookbook for my kids, and I just never get started on it. The most I have done is I made a list of all of my recipes, like wrote them down, and that's all I've done. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to things like that, things that you do for yourself, and whoops, knocked the camera. I know that the cookbook, I'm doing it so that my children will have the recipes. I understand that. But it's not like I'm needing to wash clothes because they have to have clean clothes to wear, or, clean in the house or something like that. So it's something that just constantly gets pushed to the back burner. And I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, there is no reason why I cannot work on one recipe a week, writing it down, get it in there. And I wanted to have even like some pictures to go with this stuff, not necessarily everything, but some. And so I thought, well, as I make the recipes, I could actually take a picture, and that, eventually I would have what I want. But the problem is I just never get started. And I think it's because I don't actually set aside time for that. And to me, that just shows that it's not important to me. And it is, but I don't make it a priority. I don't make it important. And so I think today I'm going to get my office cleaned up, the desk area. And then I am actually going to write in my planner. I am going to set aside time each week, scheduled, just like if I were going to the doctor or something, an appointment, where I work 20 minutes on that cookbook. And that's all, if I look at it that way, I would, by the end of this year, I could have oodles of recipes already in there. And so I think that would help me to achieve my goal. So many times we say, oh, I want to do so-and-so. Oh, I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. I told you guys Tuesday that I showed you the yarn I had gotten because I wanted to embroider on a sweater. I haven't done it because I don't make the time to do it. And so I think as women, we have a tendency to put everybody else's needs above our own. And I'm not saying that we should not do the things that we're currently doing, but I know for me personally, I get lost down the Instagram trail looking at all the pretty things on there, and I could spend that time working on my cookbook, or I could spend that time embroidering the sweater. And so I think it's just really important that we're intentional with what we want to get accomplished, and for those things that we really want to do, but we never seem to have the time, I think there is time. We just don't make it a priority. So I want to encourage you, if there's something that you are wanting to do, like, oh, I've always wanted to learn how to do this, or I've always wanted to do that, put it on your calendar. Make an appointment to do that. And I think we are so much more likely to get it done. And so I just wanted to encourage you in that today. I am going to get my office cleaned up, and I'm going to write on my calendar to work on my cookbook. And, think about your week. Well, when do you have, when is a better day than others maybe to work on whatever it is you want to? And so, just put it in there. And like I said, 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. It's not like you need, I think that's my problem. I always think to myself, I need to devote an entire week to this, and I don't have a whole week, or I need a whole day, and I don't have a whole day. But that's not really true. If we do it in just small little bites, it will get done. And we'll be much further along than if we're sitting here waiting for that one day to appear that is never coming. Because we're all busy. We all have so much going on. And it's like that time is not going to come if we're looking for it in huge chunks. So I also wanted to update you, the dishes. It's going well. It's not perfect, but it's going well. And so I think I have a few dishes in there now that I need to put in the dishwasher, but not many. And we have been doing much, much better with that. I will tell you, it is still a struggle for me. That has not been as easy for me as the walking. So still walking, trying my hardest on the dishes. But it is just, I can tell the dishes is something that I am going to need a full 30 days to make that into a habit. It's just, that one's just a tough one for me. So, we are doing them. We're getting them done for the most part right after dinner. But if you have any ideas, tips, tricks, whatever, on ways to make that easier to do, I think it's my lack of motivation in that, but I am determined and I want to be disciplined in that. And I do think it has made a difference in the house. And so I have noticed, though, I am more likely to do that kind of thing. Not more likely to do it. I feel more like doing it. Like if I light a candle while I'm in there. I have no idea why that is, but candles help everything, don't they? So anyway, that is going well. I'm not quite ready to add another habit in yet, but I am making improvements, and that's the thing. We want to make improvements. What is it? It's progress, not perfection. And so it's definitely progress. I will tell you a funny story, though, before we head inside. So last night, my husband called, and he said, I've got to go on a delivery for a customer. He said, do you want to go with me? Because he was going to have to come by where we live to go. And I said, sure. I said, that would be great. And so it was perfect timing. I was just finishing up dinner. And so I had cooked an entire family-sized pack of chicken breast. And I had been promising the kids that we would have homemade French fries and chicken sandwiches, like on buns. They like the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. And so we make them here at home. And so I had taken the whole big pack of family-size pack of chicken breast, and I had cut them in half because they were really big, and so that way they're not quite so thick. And then, had cooked them, and even cutting them in half like this away, you almost needed to cut them like that as well because they were way too big for the buns, okay? So my oldest son is away at college. My husband and I were not going to be here. So that left 5 of them here to eat. And I had fixed that. I had fixed the homemade fries. And so coming back with my husband last night, we didn't get home until it was probably like 8:30. And I was so hungry. I hadn't had dinner yet. And so I told him, I said, well, I made these chicken sandwiches. And I had bought brioche buns to serve them on and, had gone all out with it. And apparently I had gone too out with it because we got home ready for those. There was nothing left. There was not even a crumb. And so anyway, I first come in and I look and I thought, okay, well, I don't see any of the chicken in the kitchen. And I thought, well, maybe they just left it on the dining room table for some reason. So I went in there and looked. Nope, nothing there. And so I thought, you know what? Those sweethearts have cleaned up and put the chicken in the fridge. I go and I look in the fridge, no chicken. So I asked, one of the kids walked through and I'm like, is there no chicken left? And they're like, I could have sworn we had some left. Well, there was some here. I guess somebody came through and ate it. They are famous for having their meal and then like in an hour they'll come back through and eat again. My boys, not my girls, my boys. And so anyway, I got so tickled. So apparently it was absolutely delicious and they enjoyed it so much that they ate everything. Like there was nothing left for my husband and I. So at 8:30 last night, I'm in there scrounging around trying to find something for us. But I will say it did my heart good to know that they enjoyed the food that much. But anyway, they are a funny bunch. My twins especially, twin boys, their whole day revolves around what is mom fixing for dinner. And they will ask on the way to school, usually, and if not on the way to school, as soon as I pick them up in the afternoons, when they get in the car, especially the youngest twin, and he's only younger by 10 minutes. But anyway, he will get in the car and that's first thing out of his mouth, hey mom, what's for dinner tonight? And so anyway, it makes you want to cook for them and everything when they enjoy it so much. But I was really looking forward to that chicken sandwich last night. So a little disappointed I did not have that, but my tomato sandwich was just as good, I guess. But anyway, so let's hop in there and gonna get to work on my office and see if I can clean out some space in there and just make things run a little bit smoother. Let's get going. All right, ladies, so this is what we're doing today. And I've got this little stack of stuff I want to go through, and then my desk. And then, of course, she still has her horse area, and we're getting to that. But I want to show you, oh, pull up a chair here. I want to show you what I'm talking about here. So I have all of this in here, and I've got glue sticks and, you know, push pins and that kind of thing. And I'll just be honest with you. Well, the hair's a little disheveled today, isn't it? I don't use these items hardly ever. But it's not something like I want to get rid of, but I think I just need to not have it laid out there like it's on display. So I think if I put it in some containers, it would just help. I would have more space there. So that's what we're going to strive for. But first of all, Johnny is awake, I hear. Bless his heart. I came back from, let's see, he went out to the bathroom this morning and, you know, he's a senior dog. And then I come back, I went for my walk and I took the kids to school and I got back and he was sound asleep on his little bed. And so he is just now getting up and it's like, I don't know, it's like 10:30 or almost 11. So anyway, he's had a good nap. So let me go put him out and then we'll get to work. All right, so I'm going to start here. In this drawer, but I have a question. Let me see. Let me move this back a little bit. What kind of planner do you guys use? I'm a paper person. I like paper planners, but I'm just curious, like, what do you use? I've used all kinds of planners. I love the Happy Planner, but they're kind of high, but they are fun. And I've also gone back and forth on size. Like, I like those ones that fit in my purse, you know, but they're like, what are they? Like maybe about this size. I like those, but then I like the big ones too because you have more space to write. So I just never know. I feel like I go back and forth all the time. So I'm curious what you guys use with stuff like that. All right, so I got my push pins put in there. And I don't think, yeah, these little binder clips, I don't think are gonna, they're not gonna go in there. So we're gonna need a different container for those. But got some paper clips. What's the top? I got these little containers at the Dollar Tree. It was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them for $1. I thought that was good. All right, we'll get to this drawer in a minute. What I wanted was a drawer that I could just plop the mail in every day. And so I think this is going to be that drawer. But we need to sort through all of my mess in order to be able to do that. So let's take all of this out. And we're just going to say that this is going to be my mail drawer, of which I have some that I can go ahead and put in there because it's everywhere. Here's more. And then that way I can come in here and go through that once a week. So let's do that. And then this drawer just needs help. Lots and lots of help. Help. Okay, so that fits in there. But glue sticks are something my kids use for school, but it's not something that I use very much. So I will keep the tape in there, but I think I'm going to take the glue sticks and put them with the kids' stuff. Now, binder clips are something I use. All of these erasers, though, once again, this is something that the kids would use, not me. So just thinking through those things. All right, now, scissors are something I use, the big ones. And I have 3 staple removers. I don't think I need 3 staple removers. So we're going to have 1 staple remover. Let's see which one I like best. This one. We don't need those. Punch. All right, these are kids' staples, or scissors. All right. All right. I have no idea. Oh, a receipt. I have a trash bag somewhere. Oh, hanging on the back of my chair. All right. Now, in this drawer, I have my owner's manuals and I have lots of notebooks that just, you know, if I need to write something. I love notebooks. Does anyone else love like a beautiful notebook or a beautiful like legal pad, new pens? I love stuff like that. But all of these owner's manuals are going to go live somewhere else. All right, I'm gonna go put these in their new home. All right, here is my list of recipes. I told y'all I had made a list, and it's just page after page of recipes, the dishes that I make. So anyway, hopefully we can get further than that with a little bit of clear space to be able to do something and it written down in the calendar. All right. Now, okay, so my other problem, let's see, is I have tons and tons of this kind of thing. Note cards and little notepads and stuff. So I have the big notebooks and then I have the little ones. So I need to put all of these in a home because they're just all in this desk, which is fine. Like if I kept a few, I just don't have room for everything right here. So I'm going to take a minute and get all of these sorted out. Oh, I also have my glasses. They're broke, and I think I can hot glue them. So we'll fix those. My Grinch bookmark. Okay. All right, so what I'm realizing is a lot of these are like holiday. So I've got Valentine's Day, more Valentine's Day. So I think those need to be put away with my holiday decorations because I'm not going to remember that they're in this drawer when it's time, you know, for that holiday to roll around to use them. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll take these and put the ones that are like that with the decorations for that season. Okay, so I went through all of my pens, pencils, that kind of thing, and got those sorted through out ones that I did not want or were not going to use, ones I didn't like. And so, now I am going to, I moved all of my mail over to this side. So I've got all of that, and I think I'm going to put the mail and the bills in the same drawer, like, you know, after I've gone through them. They're all kind of in there together, some in a folder, some not. And let's see, I've got my printer paper here. Okay, my calendar will go on my desk once I can find the bottom of it, but I have this. And I think I am going to put checks in there, like, you know, checkbooks, all my extra ones, and just put those in there. That will get them kind of up and out of the way. Oh my goodness. So how do you all organize your little office area, desk area, where you pay your bills? Do you have a desk, or do you just put it like all in a basket somewhere, or how do you do that? I'm curious. All right. Trying to make all of this just fit a little better and be a little more neat. I still had all of this in the thing that they came in, which was not necessary. Oof. Okay. All right, and then that will fit in the drawer nice and neat, and I'm gonna put it right in there where I put the mail. That way I can do everything kind of all at once, have it all together. All right, now, oh, I found my lens that goes in my glasses. So, super excited. I'll hot glue those together here in a little bit. I can see without them, but it would just make life so much better if I could see, you know, better with them. All right, ladies, so I'm all done. I'm going to show you how everything turned out. So, of course, the top of the desk, 100% better than it was. But I've got all my sticky notes in there. And then here, just like markers and pencils and other office items I need. My big notebooks, in case I get a big idea. Let's see. More office supplies, but there's nothing in here that I don't use now. Here I did, in case I want to send somebody a card or something like that, I've got my note cards there. This extra checkbooks and bills or papers, you know, that I'm working on right now. And of course, those are just all my files. But Now you can open any of the drawers and it's all good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark down on my calendar when I want to work on my cookbook. So today is Thursday. I am going to mark down tomorrow, Friday, and I'm going to say that I am going to work on my cookbook from 10 to 10:30 tomorrow. And I'm going to do that every Friday. And if I have more time, that's great. But if not, I know I have it on my calendar and I will make sure that I get that 30 minutes done to work on it. So I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but you can accomplish a lot in 30 minutes. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm trying to think. Well, my husband and my oldest daughter are going to go to a concert together Friday evening. So that'll be good for them. And anyway, so we'll just be hanging out this weekend and trying to avoid some of the rain that's still coming through. But we are thankful for it because we needed it. So you guys have a great weekend and I'll see you next week. Bye.